it's like an interrogation. I can't even see you guys. Holy shit. Can't even see my paper. We had 2 transports tonight, Price and Ferguson. Fight of the night was Ferguson and Geathje. Performance of the nights were Geathje and Francis. So that makes Geathje 7 fights, 9 bonuses. That's pretty badass. Gate was 0, attendance was 0. That's a first. Literally, as a promoter, you can't go out and guarantee that people are going to see anything. This is like, I don't know, in my 20 years of doing this, maybe only the 2nd or 3rd time I've ever guaranteed you that the main event would be incredible. And, you know, the fight was really good. I thought, I don't want to take anything away from Geathje because he fought an incredible fight. But you know, I thought Tony looked off tonight. Thought he looked slow, and I would have to imagine that cutting weight twice in a month will affect you. You know, so I don't know if that was it or what, but the guy isn't fucking human. He's got a chin like nothing. Nobody takes Gaethje's punches like that. Nobody I've seen since I've been watching, you know, Geathje fight can take punches like that, but this kid did, man. Tony Ferguson is, he's a special human being.
No doubt. With there being no crowd, we could actually hear you afterwards. After the stoppage, you told Herb Dean, "Good job, ref. Good job, ref." So you felt the stoppage was well timed.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, especially this guy, because I love him. But Chuck Liddell is like blowing me up, saying that was a horrible stoppage, and that's crazy. I actually think the fight could have been stopped a little sooner, to be honest with you. Tony took a lot of damage tonight. Not only did he take a lot of damage, he took damage from a guy who fucking hits like a truck, a guy who punches very hard, and usually knocks people unconscious when he hits them with those shots. So I think the stoppage was great, and I think it actually could have been stopped sooner. You know, Khabib tweeted that he's ready to go this summer, so we'll get back home next week and figure out, you know, what's next and get this fight together as soon as possible.
And last thing from me, earlier today on, I think it's your Instagram, Nate Diaz told Conor McGregor to shut his mouth, and then Conor replied, "Why don't you sign the contract?"
Right.
Is there something there that we should know about?
No, I mean, they don't like each other, but no, there's nothing going on. I mean, Conor wants to fight. I don't even know if Nate wants to fight. You know, I think they're just talking shit to each other.
Henry Cejudo, obviously a great performance by him as well.
Incredible. Looked incredible tonight.
The retirement, take you by surprise? I mean, did you have any inkling that maybe that was coming?
Yeah, he's been talking about retirement to us for the past several months. You know, I didn't know he was going to do it tonight, but I knew he's been talking about it. And you know my opinion on that. If you start talking about retirement in this business, it's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
We'll make a title fight next week for the vacant title and probably do that fight as soon as possible.
And then last thing I got to ask you about the Geathje news, of course, everything came down last night. What were your thoughts on that? How did it play out? Because it was, I don't know, it seemed kind of weird to all of us that, you know, we find out kind of last minute, it started on Wednesday. So what was the timeline? How did this all unfold?
Yeah, we found out last night. You know, the whole world is weird right now. Everything's weird. This whole event's weird. You know, it's different. We live in a different world than we did 2 months ago. And, you know, the bottom line is the system worked. The system is you want to find people that, you know, what you don't want to do is 2 days after the fight say, oh, shit, Geathje tested positive for, you know. So it worked. I mean, the system worked that we put in place. I mean, most of you that are here have worked with us for a long time. You know how we are. Without sounding like you know, a jackass, we're really good at what we do. We're very, very good at what we do. And the way that this week went, we'll just get better. We'll get better by Wednesday. Then we'll be better by Saturday. And then after Saturday, we'll start to catch our stride and really get this thing dialed in and get it figured out. And the longer this goes, the better the testing technology is going to get and the faster it will get. And, you know, we're going to prove by next Saturday that professional sports can come back safely.
Was there any discussion at all when it was first identified on Wednesday to just pull the fight then or just send him home then rather than wait? And obviously he did the face-offs and he mingled with some people and that sort of thing. So in retrospect, would it have been better on Wednesday to just say, hey man, he says he's been around some people with it. We just got to get him out of here?
No, yeah, I mean, we had, this guy was with the people that he was with the entire time. You know, we kept him away from people, and now we know that he has it. He tested positive. We tested him. We know he has it, and now we can help him too. Whatever this guy's going to need, we know he's positive, and we can help him and his family. I don't know, you know, what he's going to need medically or what, you know. That's the other thing. When we're testing all of our employees and our fighters, we'll find out who has this thing, and we can help them.
I know you've done a couple of interviews about this already, but Steven Espinoza alleged that you guys have a clause in the contract that means you can take away the fighters' money if they say disparaging things about the company. I just wanted you to hear your reaction to that.
Say that again to me.
Steven Espinoza tweeted that you guys have a clause in your contract that could take the fighters' purse away if they say something negative about the company. I just wanted to give you a chance to respond to that.
That's not true. First of all, there's something in the contract for disparagement.
Right.
There's a disparagement clause in there that's in all of our contracts. Isn't that creepy looking little fucker a lawyer? Isn't that creepy little fucking goofball a lawyer? Does he not know what disparagement means? If you disparage the company, I'm not even a fucking lawyer and I know the answer to that question. Yeah, it's disparagement. It'd be like if you came out and said, they never tested me. The UFC never tested me for the coronavirus. But if you came out and had something critical to say about the testing that was true, that wouldn't be disparagement.
Cool. Tonight it was announced that Amanda Nunes...
Fucking law school did he go to? I can't stand that fucking creep. Anyway, if you couldn't tell, go ahead.
Is that based on the Mayweather-McGregor stuff?
Is the what?
Do you dislike him because of Mayweather-McGregor and the interactions you had?
He's just a fucking, look at him. The creepy little dude.
Amanda Nunes versus Felicia Spencer.
What the fuck does he know about our contracts? No, you just hit me out of left field with this thing. What does that guy know about our contracts? And if you do, I thought that guy was a lawyer. Wasn't he De La Hoya's lawyer? I don't know either. Whatever. But anyway, yeah. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Thank you. Joe Rogan was interviewing the fighters tonight in the cage next to them, and he said on commentary multiple times that he wishes he, Anik, and Cormier could just sit together properly. Why are those guys spread out and then have them do like spots together and stuff like that?
Yeah, you know, obviously there's this, you know, the whole social distancing and keeping people away from each other and everything. Everybody here was tested, you know. The people that are still here we know are negative. I don't know. You know, we're just trying to, like I was saying with Morgan earlier, we're still figuring this whole thing out. You know, this was the first one. It was a success. Wednesday will be better. Saturday will be better than that, and so on and so forth.
Is this the end of Tony Ferguson versus Khabib Nurmagomedov?
Well, for now it is, yeah.
Thanks, Dan.
Yep.
Dana, President Trump had a message of, you know, this being the first live sport to be back. How did that come about?
He, you know, he wants sports back. He wants to do it in these phases. He thinks that sports needs to come back first, then figure out how to get people back to work, and then figure out how to get kids back in school. You know, we came out and we were first, and he congratulated us on being first.
No crowd in the stands. What was that experience like?
Weird. It was weird. You guys must have thought this too, but during the Tony Ferguson Geathje fight, the crowd would have been going insane during that fight. I mean, there were just so many moments in that fight where I was like, if there was a crowd here right now, this place would be going nuts. And there's so many things that you love about live sports, whether you're home, in a bar, or there live, you know? And one of the big key components to live sports are the group of people that you're with and, you know, the energy that you get when cool things happen. And tonight was an amazing event, but that was definitely missing tonight. You know, these moments where, I mean, just the walk-ins alone. How fun are the walk-ins when you get that main event and the lights drop and the feature starts playing and then the walkout music comes and they come out of that tunnel to buffer to the first punch being thrown. I mean, it's all part of what makes this so great.
Have you heard back from ESPN? Any feedback on how well the show or how happy they were with it?
It did very well, and they're very happy. Yeah. They should have listened to me 3 weeks ago.
Is the fight still to make for the featherweight championship? Volkanovski against Holloway 2?
Yes.
How quickly would you like to know what to do with the 35-pound belt, or do you want to wait till Henry kind of settles down and finalizes?
To do with what?
With the Henry's belt, or do you wait to if he's really serious about it?
No, I mean, listen, what you do is we have 2 more fights here this week. We got Wednesday and Saturday. So my team is going to be buried, you know, working this week. You let that guy take a week, go home, or whatever he's going to do and think about it. And then when we get home and get back to work on Monday, we call Henry and say, is this really what you want to do? And if the answer is yes, then matchmaking meetings Tuesday. We'll have another fight on Tuesday.
I know with the Jacare situation, you were pleased with how it worked out. Everything, you know, you got him out of here and everything else. Was the commission fully on board in Florida, or was there any concern of like, hey, maybe we should?
Let me tell you what. The Florida Athletic Commission has been incredible through this thing. The governor here has been incredible, and the mayor has been. These guys have been real. This is why we came here first. This is why we, you know, I told you the other day when we were talking, you know, we got probably 10 places we could go in the United States right now. This is why we came here first. We came here first because these guys have been incredible. And when you have people that are willing to work with you the way that the commission, the mayor, and the governor have here, it's a no-brainer. It's just this is where you got to go.
And then the last thing.
And I would suggest anybody else who's out there right now, anywhere in the country or in the world, and you're looking to do your first event back, come to Florida. Telling you, come to Florida.
And then the last thing on the Jacare situation, you know, you guys' protocols were in place, but part of it was for the guys to stay away from each other. And obviously he didn't fully follow that. Is there anything that you guys
Who's that?
Jacare was around other fighters on film and everything. But
yeah.
Is there anything?
What I'm hearing about that situation, I know that there was some video.
Yeah.
That happened. It wasn't for a long period of time. He went over and did something real quick. The optics obviously look really bad on that one, but yes, this was our first one. There were a couple. You saw. I mean, even the stare down. He stayed away from me. He stayed away from, you know, Uriah. He had gloves and a mask on and all that stuff. You know, nothing goes 100% perfect. We did the best job we could going into this thing.
That's what I'm getting at. You guys did everything you did, but you can't be around them 24 hours a day. Is there anything you say to fighters in the next couple of cards to say like?
Well, I was saying that leading up to this thing. This is a team effort. You know, we can do everything perfect, but the fighters have to do their part too. Not just in the public when we're doing things in public, but you know, when they go back to their rooms, if they go out at night or anything, everybody has to be careful and try to do their part.
And then do you have a place in Vegas, or have you talked about it yet, of where you could do a similar thing that you did here, of having a hotel and kind of isolating from everyone?
We have a hotel. Yeah, we've got all that in place. I truly believe that it will be so safe in Vegas if we can do it at the Apex. We can make it so safe.
If you guys are enjoying the content, please leave a like, subscribe, as it really does help the channel out. And I will be seeing you guys in the next video.